10 reasons not to move to the United Kingdom. Some of these reasons are subjective, so don't feel offended after watching this video. Let's begin. Number 10. Food. The UK does not have good food. Most food is packaged, tosh, that is made to last for years. Brits love eating biscuits. They like drinking tea with milk. Ugh, that's gross. Chocolate is okay, but it's not quite Belgian chocolate, and the size of the bars gets smaller every year, but the price stays the same. Sneaky little brats. Nobody seems to do anything about it. Marmite is absolutely disgusting, and a full English breakfast is something you can dream about. What about Scotland? They eat haggis. Number 9. Brexit. The UK has a glorious history of stealing treasures from other countries. The Queen's crown is stolen. You get to see most of the stolen items on display in museums. Because of Brexit, the economy has gone down. The UK has done deals with Australia, which is adding to the cost of additional import costs to the UK and making the planet slightly worse. The UK is kissing American ass yet again. The UK is in a vulnerable state, yet it wants to do deals with India. But do the British people want to really do a deal with India since they left the EU because of immigration? And if a deal with India goes through, then there will be an influx of Indians coming to the UK and bringing with them the talents that the native population cannot compete with. The UK does not feed itself. It relies heavily on imports. It does not produce enough food to feed the population, and farms are being turned into playgrounds for the super wealthy. Number 8. Weather. The weather. It rains often. It makes me wonder how people in this country coped in the past, especially in the winters. The grueling winters get very cold depending where you want to live. If you live in Scotland, in particular the Highlands, on peak winter the temperature drops to -5 degrees Celsius and in some parts goes down to -20. The UK gets a lot of rain, wind and lots of hail. They used to have coal fires to heat their homes, and now everyone has central heating. This country was a horrible place to live. You can imagine children had to go up chimneys to clean and many died. Some natives want those days back, but they won't send their kids up chimneys. In the summer, the weather is warm and overcast. Sometimes it can be hot for a day or two. That is when the English go crazy. They drink so much, then they crawl back to their homes. Number 7. Crime. Nobody will forget the Windrush scandal, where black people who stayed all their lives in this country were told they are no longer British because of the color of their skin. What happened is they didn't apply for a passport and thought they are already in the system. Sad for them, some of them were deported. This means you never know. The English might one day throw you out for not being white. The Austrian guy did it in World War II. Look at what happened. On the other hand, criminals get a tap on the wrist every time they do a crime. If your house gets burgled, you cannot use self-defense. You don't have a gun, as is illegal, unless you live in a farm or have a license, and if you do use it, you'll be in deep trouble. Even if you beat up the intruder, you'll be sent to prison. The police are pretty useless. The high-ranking officials are Freemasons, and corruption is very real. They won't investigate crimes, only crimes that suits their agenda. Think about the victims of the grooming gang. What about Hillsborough? Think about Ballymurphy. There have been so many cover-ups. Number 6. Culture. Who likes the monarchy? Who cares about them? The only people who seem to care about the monarchy are people who think the royals care about them. The media, especially the Daily Mail and the police, protect the monarch from bad press. The royals get everything free. They get billions of pounds every year. The monarch have been pulling strings for hundreds of years and people seem to love them. What do you think of Prince Andrew? Do you think he's guilty for dirty crimes? Number 5. Divided countries. Scotland wants to move. The UK has 4 countries. That is England, where the country can never win because when they win, the fans tend to break everything. Scotland is a nice country, but trying to understand them will drive you insane. Wales is like England but has another language that is unusable, and Northern Ireland is a melting pot. You know why Northern Ireland are still in the kingdom? Because of welfare. Racism in the UK is not as bad as the USA. The media are responsible for stirring up some bad racism, but then again, people like it. Sometimes it brings some spice in the country. You can feel the pulse of the nation when the media runs crafty articles, but in Northern Ireland, the racism is a lot worse. London is a country of its own with so much diversity, and the inner areas are crowded. That is why the government is planning to build a new train line, the HS2, to get poor people out of the city. Number 4. Public transport. The UK, especially England, has too many cars. The roads are narrow, there are potholes everywhere. Councils don't like spending money on infrastructure, rather they like to pocket some for themselves. And you get roadworks that get repaired every 6 weeks. I hate it when people drive fat cars and it takes all the space. These stupid cars cause so many accidents. Buses are standard and new routes have been created. Do you like taking trains to work? Fear not. Train drivers go on strike every 3 months, demanding higher salaries, and this causes massive delays. And on winters, the trains are extremely slow. They never come on time and sometimes they never turn up. Number 3. Healthcare and welfare. The healthcare system is on its knees. People cannot get appointments on time and the service is adequate. And the benefits are very low. Yet the UK generates so much money through taxation, they are very stingy in helping people in need. Rather, the money goes to paying MPs bonuses and big companies getting bailed out for making poor decisions. Time and time again, the government has done this and people like it. I mean, they love it. Alcohol is advertised everywhere you go 24/7, but smoking is bad. Lots of people in the UK don't smoke because of the smoking adverts. Yet alcohol is advertised everywhere you go, on sports jerseys, etc. Children get brainwashed into thinking it is good for the health, and some have started drinking from an early age. It costs the NHS over £3.5 billion. This trend shows that it won't be able to keep up the costs. Number 2. Housing. There is a house crisis, and the right-wingers are always blaming brown people for their inability to earn more money. The UK has a lot of land that is owned by the aristocrats. Most people live in the cities. When they earn a little money, they tend to move out. Some people are suggesting white flight. That is common among the natives. Very sweet of them for moving out to the countryside, away from the smog that will cause an early death. However, this phenomenon is not common, maybe places like London, because of the chaotic environment. It's more to do with the income. That's why people move out. New houses are being built in natural reserves, and these houses are built to maximize profits. Houses are no longer built to last. Victorian houses are great. They do need some odd repairs, but the buildings are solid, built by proper Englishmen. Number 1. Education. British values. There used to be clarity in education, but these days it's all messed up. If you are conservative, just homeschool your kids. The syllabus is out of order. There used to be male and female toilets, but now everyone could hop in. It hasn't happened yet in high schools, but it will happen in a few years. Times are changing and the school syllabus is going wokey. And now Muslims are protesting for things being taught in schools, and it looks kind of scary when you see that stuff. People can say whatever they want, and you get to see the other side where white supremacists harass people that don't agree with their stupid worldviews. We cannot have a divided country. Kids should be taught good morals. The Christian values have been wiped out as the native population believe they have evolved from monkeys, and they can suck on a banana for that. Churches are closing as I speak, unloved and abandoned, and soon the entire religion will be dead. People have an identity crisis. There are lots of different groups mashed into one place. We'll see how it all turns out. Liberal values are great, but to identify oneself as British is important for the future of the United Kingdom. There we have it, the top 10 reasons not to move to the United Kingdom. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Subscribe and join the community, or dislike if you're a belle, and I will see you in another time.